The new Stereophonics album, Make 'Em Laugh, Make 'Em Cry, Make 'Em Wait, that's a super long album title, sees the band going in a much softer, almost country rock direction, which some Phonics fans might enjoy, but left me feeling a little disappointed. I'm going to break it all down on this edition of Rock Album Review. Hey everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the channel. Make 'Em Laugh, Make 'Em Cry, Make 'Em Wait is Stereophonics' 13th studio album. It's the follow-up to 2022's Ucha. And I'm a huge Stereophonics fan, going all the way back to their debut album Word Gets Around in 1997. In fact, I did a rock albums ranked of all the Stereophonics albums here on the channel a few months back, and I'll link that up for you here. And I actually saw Stereophonics live back at the end of March at Massey Hall in Toronto. It was a great show, got me absolutely primed for this new album, and I recorded a vlog actually with my girlfriend Danielle of our adventure going to see the Stereophonics in concert, and I'll link that up for you here. And even though I'm a ride or die Stereophonics fan and I will always love the band, I feel like their more recent material has been really hit and miss. Like sometimes I feel like the band has lost a lot of the energy that they had on their earlier albums. They've definitely chilled out maybe a little bit too much on the albums that they've released over the last decade or so. When I saw them play live last month, they sounded great. There was a great set list that was filled with old material and new material. It was really good, but it was definitely a low energy kind of gig. Like I would have liked to see Kelly Jones and the boys rock out a little bit more at their live shows, but I guess that's middle age for you. But despite my complaints, I was very much looking forward to this new album, Make 'Em Laugh, Make 'Em Cry, Make 'Em Wait. And as far as Stereophonics albums go, it's okay. It's not their best. It's not their worst. It definitely sees the Phonics firmly playing in a lower gear than what we're used to, with most of the songs on this album being slow to mid-tempo. And I don't expect the Stereophonics to be hard rock or anything. They've never been anything like that, but they've always had a little bit of a rock and roll edge to them, especially on their older material. But this album was a little bit too sleepy for me in the end, even kind of bordering into country rock territory, which for a lot of rock fans is a bad word. It's not necessarily bad for me, but it just didn't really stand out to me as much as an album. Before we continue, guys, if you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, let's get back to it. And there are some good songs on here that I really enjoyed. The opener on this record, Make It On Your Own, is kind of a big, hopeful intro to the album. Very much typical modern Stereophonics with the light guitars and orchestral hits. And although the band isn't really rocking as much as they used to, they still really have an uplifting and positive edge to their music, which I always enjoy and very much reminds me of Oasis. And the same goes for the first single from the record, There's Always Going to Be Something. I had a feeling when the Stereophonics announced this album and announced this song that this song was going to be kind of mid-tempo, very middle of the road, and I was absolutely right. It's a decent song, but it doesn't really do much or go anywhere other than the positive, breezy vibe of the song. 'Cause he's always gonna be something. But the thing about Stereophonics, one of the best things about the band has always been lead vocalist and frontman Kelly Jones. He's a killer vocalist, a one-of-a-kind vocalist. I love the smoky sound of his voice, and even if he's not belting it out anymore as much as he used to, he still sounds great. Seems Like You Don't Know Me is the second single from the record, another song that I really enjoyed on this album. It has a cool 80s synth intro on it, as well as Kelly Jones' smooth croon. He lets it fly a little bit more on the chorus of this track, which is nice to hear, even though the band still doesn't really rock as much as they used to. And Stereophonics have always had that softer side to them as well. This is nothing new, but I've heard people compare them lately to kind of adult contemporary music like Train, which isn't too far off, unfortunately. Not to mention Kelly Jones kind of looks like the singer of Train. They have a similar look going, as you can see here. But a lot of the softer moments on this album is when it kind of started to lose me. I thought a lot of the really soft tracks on here were kind of boring, very meandering kind of stuff, not really going anywhere. Like, for example, Colors of October, which has a neat vibe to it, but really didn't really go anywhere as a song. And this is the album where Stereophonics have finally crossed the line into country rock territory. I know that might be a bad thing for some listeners, but Mary is a Singer is actually a really cool track. I really love the melody on this song, but I could totally picture being played on a country radio station, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I love a good country song. And it's not cheesy country either. It's a pretty good balance between rock and country with some really nice slide guitar on it and some nice vocals and harmonies from Kelly Jones. I put this one into the plus column. But then the latter half of the album is weighed down by a little too much country. The last few songs songs on the album like Backroom Boys and Feeling a Falling We Crave, which might be the most awkward song title I've ever heard, really end the album on a slow note where it kind of fell off for me. In its 8-track runtime, which is really short, there's only one song that I felt like brought a little bit of rock to the proceedings, and that was Eyes Too Big for My Belly. Some of Kelly Jones's song titles are kind of ridiculous. And this is pretty much the only rockin' song on the album. It's got a cool bluesy vibe to it. I know Kelly Jones recently had throat surgery, so maybe he can't right now belt it out as much as he used to. But Kelly, like I said earlier on in this review, really sounds great on here. I wish there was a little bit more rock on this record, but this song was cool. The guitars were dirty. It had some cool riffs on it, so it was nice to hear at least one song on this record where the Stereophonics let loose a little bit more. And not everything needs to rock like the Phonics used to, but I wish this album had some more balance between the lighter and the rockier moments. It very much leans into the soft rock direction, which is okay, but my favorite style of the Stereophonics is more when they turn the guitars up a little bit more, and they don't really do that as much here. And the album is only 8 songs in length. It's a very, very short album. I feel like 10 tracks might have been more preferable. Like, I feel like we're not getting a strong enough or a long enough sample size of new music from Stereophonics, and a few more songs would have helped out with the variation, especially in the second half of the record. Don't get me wrong, I want to love every Stereophonics album because I love the band. I loved seeing them live in Toronto last month, but as far as new music goes, like, I always find myself wanting more. We're 13 studio albums into their career. I know they can pretty much do whatever they want, but I wish I loved their new music as much as I love their older music. And there's a lot of bands that I've loved for many, many years, like the Gallagher brothers, for example, and their solo material. I feel like their solo material I love just as much as the Oasis stuff, but I feel like with Stereophonics, it's not really the same case. There are some good songs on here. I like the singles. I like some of the slow tempo, mid-tempo country rock stuff, but overall, I feel like this isn't their strongest album. My favorite songs on Make 'Em Laugh, Make 'Em Cry, Make 'Em Wait, which is a long album title. There's also long song titles on here as well, but I really enjoyed There's Always Gonna Be Something, Seems Like You Don't Know Me, Eyes Too Big for My Belly, and Mary Is a Singer. I'm gonna give the new album from Stereophonics, Make 'Em Laugh, Make 'Em Cry, Make 'Em Wait. It's so tough to say that a bunch of times in this review. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. And I usually do my ratings for these rock album reviews like in whole numbers, like 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. But I didn't really love the whole album, but I love Stereophonics as a band. I feel very conflicted as a Stereophonics fan. I really do love the band. I didn't really love the album, so I'm going to go halfway on this one and give it a 2.5. And that is it, guys. That is my rock album review for the new album from Stereophonics. Make 'Em Laugh, Make 'Em Cry, Make 'Em Wait. Let me know what you thought of the new album in the comments below. How do you feel about this new music from Stereophonics and where it stands in the Phonics catalog? If you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, you find value in what I'm doing here on the channel, make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and make sure to follow me on social media as well across platforms at Nick Chino Music. But I'll see you guys again for another rock album review here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody.